everyone, welcome to ABCD. As your host, I am Omar Najam. I would like to introduce you to this week's co-host. He is a man who pioneered the process of extracting salt from Pegasus tears. That's right, it's Sandeep Parikh.
Yes. Oh man, I am the co-host.
Is it cheering? Is that cheering?
It's got a. Is it jeering?
It's a mixed bag, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah,
well, you're
for
just a co-host.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I got the co-host cheers. Yeah, so okay, let me introduce our host this week since he won the contest from last week. The man who is having a much better start of the year than both Mindy Kaling and Wizards of the Coast, ladies and gentlemen, Omar Najam.
The trick, in case you're wondering, is to do nothing. No one can blame you. It's really just aim for that C+, and no one will take notice of you. That's my entire brain right here.
Listen, your plus minus is 0 if you're riding the bench. You know what I mean? And so you're at least that's a basketball thing, but you know.
If you want to do a little baseball analogy, your batting average, you can't divide by 0. So just, go ahead and don't even get up. Don't even get up. Don't take a swing.
Your batting average is an imaginary number. Hey, this is our show, ABCD. It's American Born Chatty Desis. It's a podcast within a live stream within our lives as two American Born Desis. It's a pod duckin'. Who wrote this? Me. Way too late at night. This is for anyone out there who, like us, are confused about our identities and just kind of want to chat it out.
Yes. And we have a pseudo format. We have a podcast in 3 acts. Count them. First, we're going to start with our chakra check-in. We are going to talk about one particular topic, and that is organizing for the new year. Then we are going to pit our American Born side against our Desi Born side in our death match debate. This week we are going chai versus coffee. It's gonna be a rough one. It's gonna be rough. So stay tuned for that. And finally, we are nominating someone for our brand new segment, Desi of the Week.
Desi.
And then Blammo, our podcast is over. So you can live the rest of your life a little bit more by and taking that little sound clip and turning that into a ringtone of somebody just in the background saying Desi of the Week.
Please do. Yes, and hey, we have sponsors. Yeah. We're gonna the first is an internal sponsor, which is DesiQuest. It's our actual play TTRPG set in South Asian mythology-inspired universe, built by star GM Jasmine, that bronze girl Buller, with a stellar cast that includes Critical Role darling Anjali Bhimani, Dimension 20 darling Rekha Shankar, and 2 more darlings, me and Omar. For more information, thank you. For more information and to get on our mailing list, hit up DesiQuest.com. That's DesiQuest.com, or click the link in our show notes. And our next sponsor is you. Don't you love how people do that? Well, in this case, it's totally true. We have Patreons that help us keep the lights on here, and I'm going to be singing our Patreons in the credits. That's right. So if you want to help support our delicious voices, then head on over to patreon.com/EffinFunny and join the joy.
All right, now let's go ahead and kick this off. Let's do our chakra check-in.
Oh, I love that bass note.
All right. We're going to chat about how we organize our lives for the new year, or at least kind of how we wish we had, considering it's towards the end of the month.
Yep.
As it is. So what do you do, and what kind of chakra do you focus on? Sandeep, how about you?
Yeah, so for me, I think organization. So organization's a big deal. It's a big deal for me. I have kind of a ritual. Where my sort of holiday season, there's a lot of okay, this is the time I'm gonna be cleaning out some drawers. That junk drawer is gonna be unjunked, and I'm gonna start putting things into task lists and stuff like that. And for me, this is a root chakra issue. This is a Muladhara issue. This is as we've dubbed it on the show, the taint chakra. because this is about survival, grounding, stability, safety. It hits me at that core level. Like I really need, I need structure, like like for the new year to feel like refreshed and feel like a new year. I need to come into it with like things in lists and like when I open drawers, I feel like, oh yeah, I organized that. Or, I literally cleaned out my garage, over the Christmas break. Like I kind of need this sort of winter cleaning time to then set up. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it doesn't feel like 2023 to me.
Yeah, then it's just a day, right? Where you're just like, New Year.
It's just another day.
Yeah, that buildup of like, oh, we did a thing and now it's fresh start. That fresh slate feels so good. Not even just fresh slate, like things are set up for you. It's like meal prepping.
That's right. Yes, exactly. Oh, that's a great analogy, right? It's such a difference between like, okay, I'm gonna cook this meal, and oh shit, I gotta cut onions, and like having the onions pre-diced, and you're like, oh, I got this, like that feels so sexy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right adjective, but, and so I'm gonna talk about a little bit. I'm gonna talk about my technique, which I don't know if this makes me like a sellout to our corporate overlords or whatever, but like Google Tasks has changed my life. And I am all up in that. I used to be like, we used Asana last year was our kind of task manager of choice. But then someone was like, have you used Google Tasks? Like they've kind of made that good now. And since I'm already a Gmail addict, it is insane to be able to just swipe your emails into a task list like immediately. Because like my problem is, I don't know if you have this problem. I do know you have this problem because you told me. But that like emails are just go by. It just emails become this like, talk about a junk drawer. It's like a digital junk drawer that fills my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hurts my heart. Like every time I open it, I'm like, there's 40,000 unread messages or whatever. And then I feel like I know I'm going to miss things that I actually have to do.
Yeah.
And so then Google Tasks let me just slide that. I just can click like add to task list. And then the email just immediately jumps on my task list. And then I can organize my task list and this is where maybe I'm a crazy person, Omar.
Okay.
Like this could be, there's something wrong with me, or everyone has to do this. This is amazing. So, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna get into it. I set up what I call work zones.
Work zones.
Work zones. This is a term I made up for myself.
Okay.
Because
so it's not like climate zones.
Kind of, but I so for me when I sit down to like do work, the two things that I sort of fear the most is when I feel like I have so much to do that I do nothing. Do you know that feeling where it's just like I have so many little things I have to do. I've got to pay this bill. I've got to answer this email, and then I've got to, oh my god, I got to set up something for DesiQuest, and I got to, holy crap, and then I just kind of get paralyzed.
Yes.
And because I don't know what to hit first, and every time I try to do another thing, there was an open tab already that reminded me of another task, and I'm just like, oh, kill me now.
Yeah.
And I just get, just crushed by paralysis, and then I have just like going on Twitter for 6 hours.
Yeah, because you're like, I gotta let out some steam, and you're like, well, no one turned off the heat, so there's no letting out the steam. I'm just I'm just distilling. Yeah, I
hate that feeling. Really, really paralyzes me. So the way I got around it was, and I also, the other thing I hate, and then this will make sense as to what work zones are for me, is feeling, dropping the ball. I just, someone emailing me and being like, hey dude, it's been 3.5 weeks since you said you're going to read my script and you didn't. And I just feel horrible. And so to combat those two terrible feelings, I created this system I call work zones, where I do several different types of work. So production related work or operations related work for my company, right? Like just paying bills and that kind of thing. Production is like DesiQuest or whatever. I have to write. I'm a writer. So these are different like sections of my brain, and different, they involve different tools. And so I set them up into what I call work zones. I literally calendar those out. So I have a calendar that's just work zones where I'm like, this 3 hour chunk is going to be operations. This 3 hour chunk is going to be reading scripts and development. This 3 hour chunk. And then I don't necessarily only do those things, but whenever I'm sitting there feeling like, what should I do next? I check out the work zone that I should be in. I jump into the task list that is equivalent to that work zone. And then I knock out the 7 tasks that are on there, you know? So it'll be like, oh, I'm in the website work zone. And I'll have 7 tasks in there, boom, and I'll just run through them and check them boxes. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So am I insane?
No. You're grouping. What you're doing is you're taking the chaos of the universe, right?
Yeah.
And this is so appropriate to talk about during the Chakra Check-In, because what you are doing is you're creating a linked environment. And that is the zones, right? Like a chakra is like those are like the energy zones throughout our body.
Yeah.
I think that this is the most appropriate place to discuss this and to legitimize this. So so what you're doing is you're taking all the things you need to do,
Yeah.
and then just being like, instead of like, I need to do A, I need to do Z, I need to do J or whatever.
Yeah.
You're just like, hey, ABC, one place. We'll
Yes.
do this.
And so then
That's
the thing is, like,
fantastic.
if anything pops up that is like, I'm in the work zone for website design or whatever.
Yeah.
Then if something pops up, I'm like, oh God, this, like in my head, oh, I gotta answer this email to Omar for the podcast. I'll go, oh, instead of doing that right now, I'll just add it to the list,
It's zoned.
drop it in the podcast zone, or the production zone is actually where I put my podcast zone, whatever. And then I'm like, okay, it relieves the anxiety of that not being done. And then of course, if it's something that's so urgent and I have to answer it, then fine. I star it and I'm like, okay, we got to answer that. We got to pause everything.
Right.
But it's a way for me to delegate, you know, the mountain of tasks, or, you know, that kind of pop into my brain while I'm focused in on, you know, a specific flow of work. So that's my game. If anybody wants to steal that or, you know, hit me with better ideas, I want to hear about your game. What's your organizing game, Omar? What
fantastic.
chakra do you align it with?
Well, what's interesting is the last couple years, I'm into dot journaling, if you know what that is. Like, where you just like draw, do a
bullet?
little dot. Exactly, yeah. It's like the
Okay.
Bujo community, and I get
That's
really
like a-
intricate with it. Every month is a theme, stuff like that. Like I've got specific colors, and it was not helping me really organize my life a whole. It wasn't. What I'll say is this: it wasn't helping me being productive, and I really wanted to, like, you know, channel that root chakra. I really wanted to channel the crown chakra, like the you know, third eye chakra, and I just was like missing the mark every year, and I just felt like I wasn't quite doing it. And this year I was like, you know what? Let's not worry about being productive then. This is just a fun little thing. If I want to draw a little beach and then just say that that's my to-do list and everything's a little shell, clearly I just want to draw a little beach. So this for me is just, this is a full heart chakra year. Like I'm just going for like what makes me feel good, what makes me happy. And if the
bullet journaling is so you align it with your heart chakra. So can you explain a little bit about what bullet journal, like the you know, top level, like what it is for those who have no idea?
Absolutely. So originally it was you make a little dot in the journal and you write out what you need to do, and you can like exit. You can do something called migrating, which is like you push it to like another list where it's like, oh, this is now tomorrow's to-do list or whatever.
But it's all drawn, right? Like everything is handwritten,
Yes,
right?
everything is handwritten. Everything is handwritten. And it then kind of escalated to the point where people are making really fancy, artistic, like monthly spreads where it's like, here's like all the days of the month and things you're doing throughout the month, or like all the birthdays, and they're all balloons because it's like a circus theme or something. And it's very time intensive when you're doing it that complicated, especially for something that's supposed to be the simplest possible way to organize your day. It got way out of hand. But then I was like, you know what? It gets out of hand for a reason. It's because people do want to sit down and be like, each of my thoughts is a crystal in a cave. So I'm going to paint that. And I'm just like, you know, I'm going to give into that. I'm going to lean into and I might get, you know, burned by the Bujo community for saying this, but for the absurd inefficiency of the process, I'm just like, you know what? I'm here for the inefficiency now. I'm into it. I actually like it.
I love that. That's like the opposite of what I do, I think. It's the opposite of Google Task Guy.
Right.
But like there is this beauty to, right, like allowing your time, like brain the time to process the thing that you need to do. Like let it just kind of like percolate and sort of like you're activating, neurons by just like drawing and stuff like that. And like there's like almost a meditation to that, it sounds like.
That's exactly. Maybe we can combine our forces. Maybe I'm gonna pick up zoning so I can get stuff done in time, and I have anxiety, so it would be nice to like, have that at least a little sense of peace of like this will get done, and then have a coloring book that I make myself to kind of like spend macro time just being like, I should probably do this one task. All right, I'm gonna draw a forest.
But I know that people that do the bullet journal like that really they swear by bullet journal. Like it's like there's like a kind of a cult like kind of vibe to it, right? Like
go
people
on
who
YouTube and look up just search it, and you'll be like, this is so intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you saying that a lot of people don't? Because so the place that you differ from maybe what the mainstream Bujo community does is that you go deeper into the like you'll just go off and draw something for a while, and like do people like I guess what does the Bujo community usually say about that?
I do think that that's golden standard, but I do. Here's the thing. Let's get really quick. Let's get a little snippy. Let's get a little. This isn't even cynical. This is analytical.
Yeah, let's get them.
Let's just talk for a hot second.
Yeah. Let's hurt some feelings.
Let's hurt some feelings. People who are like, I am a time efficiency guru or whatever, right? They'll be like, I remember there was a video I watched a long time ago, like, here's how I organize my day. I use a square method, and it's just this person who blocks out everything into 30 minutes. And I was like, this is a pretty good, way to think about it. But the thing is, his was, I wake up, I make coffee, I exercise, I take my son to school. The rest of the day, I work on my efficiency YouTube channel. Then I pick up my son, and I want to make sure I block out. And I was like, hold on, wait. Your day is doing this. We're different. And I do think that's the thing is a lot of bullet journal people, when they're like, my to-do list, do bullet journaling. You're like, well, yeah. Mine isn't make bullet journaling. Mine is like I have to do like other like tasks. So for me, it is like a thing of or the thing I just want to communicate to everybody is when you are watching people who are like, I do this for a living, influencers, just keep that in mind. They do it for a living, so them doing and talking about it is doing most of their day. Like that's their job. Whereas
that's
you
a good point.
and you have to go back to your day. So like, just keep that in mind.
That's interesting. Yeah, you're so okay. All right.
It's like it's like
shots fired.
Instructors being like, just find time in your day. Well, you're a fitness instructor. You don't like you. Like, it's easy for you to say. Like,
yeah. Yeah, the nutritionist telling you to eat better, right? Like, that's your job. Yeah, you get to do that for a living. No, that's hilarious. So shots fired, Tim Ferriss, but also have us on your podcast. All right. Well, I think, I'm curious for folks that are in chat, what kind of stuff that you guys do for organizing the new year. How are you feeling before we jump into our next segment? Just real quick. How are you feeling about 2023 specifically? Like, where are you in a good Bujo place? Are you like, where are you at?
I am in Bujo wise, I'm taking it real easy. Okay. Energy wise, I do feel like everyone I've talked to this year has been like, I'm done stressing. Let's make some creative art. Like, let's have some fun. Let's go play some games. I feel like everyone's doing cool stuff, and that's really righteous. So I'm very much into that. And so I'm kind of taking the energy and just being like, whatever I get done in the bullet journal, again, heart chakra, just for me. I'm not going to stress about like, did I complete all my pages? Did I do a weekly spread every single week? Did I write down everything I'm, cooking and baking? That's fine. Like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen as long as I'm having a good time. So I'm feeling good about it. How about you? Zoning taking care of you in January?
I will say this about the zoning and the Google tasking right now. I am. This is how I know it's working already in 2023. Is that when it's my turn to give my son a bath, I am totally in, and I'm just with him, giving him a bath and having the best time and playing, Flying Submarine, which is a game we play, and it's a submarine that flies. I don't know if you could figure that out, but it's I'm just there. I'm with them, and I'm not thinking of 25 other things. And if anything does pop in my head, and I'm a little like I feel that little gremlin that's like, this, you're gonna forget this if you don't do it. So stop paying attention to your son right now. Like, who can't sink the flying submarine and get this task done immediately? That's what my inner demon sounds like. I don't know what the
That's
stodgy,
a great inner demon voice.
Thank you. He's a very stodgy, like Anthony Hopkins like guy, I guess. And I'm like, nah, Anthony Hopkins inner demon. I'm gonna just put it on a task. I'm gonna just real quick pop the task list open and go like 2 words, pay, whatever, pay Verizon, whatever the dumb thing is, and then it's like done. I'm like locked right back in. So that's how I know this is right now, at least, really, really working for me, because I actually like am there when I'm done with work for the day.
That's fantastic. This is so interesting. I mean, I feel like we've hit like our like energy centers perfectly. The fact that you are grounded and rooted in this thing that's keeping you there, so then you can spend time playing. What was the game again, and what are the mechanics?
Flying submarine.
That's it. Yeah, it sounds a little crunchy for my taste.
Oh, the rules are intense. It's like, there's all sorts of lots of rules lowering going on in Flying Submarine. Anyway, well, I'll have you over. I'll give you a bath. It'll be fun. You'll love it.
I'm very excited about this game. It sounds very literally immersive.
Yeah. The RP is insane. All right, so let's jump in to the next thing. This is American Born versus Desi.
Here we go.
This is gonna get probably a little snippy, a little nasty. I mean, we're both pretty affable guys, but this is usually when we go to blows. It's tough. So
I mean, a lot's on the line.
A lot's on the line. We picked 2 related subjects. One with an American flair, the other with an Indian or South Asian flair. We pit them in a debate death match. This week is chai versus coffee. This is, I thought we were going to save this one, but no, we're just going to start the new year, and we're going to hurt feelings.
We're going to make some enemies.
Yeah, we're going to make some enemies here. Omar and I each take a side. We're going to spit some serious truth bombs, and then you, the live audience, are going to vote via poll which one wins, and the stakes are real. The winner reigns supreme and gets to become... Oh, no, we're not doing that. Sorry, the winner reigns supreme, and the loser, what happens is that their subject is wiped off the face of the earth.
Existence.
So, this is it right here. Either chai or coffee is going to exist from here on out. We have like an in with Doctor Strange, and we're just going to create a new section of the multiverse where one of these 2 don't exist from here on out. So... what I wanted to do, what I thought would be fun, is that we do a little D20, a Google D20 roll to see who gets to go first. Okay. I'm just going to do it right now. And odds, I wrote it down ahead of time. What was odds and evens? Sorry, I'm off the page. It's...
You are...
Which one am I?
You are... Evens. No,
I'm
you're
evens.
Odds. I'm evens.
Oh, I'm odds. Yes, I'm odds. Evens wins it. It's an 18. So congratulations. You get to go first. You are coffee. Tell us why it's better than chai, even though you're wrong.
Amazing. Coffee. The world's versatile drink. A drink that you can put into any format. It is welcoming. Coffee houses all around the world throughout history have fostered thought, philosophy, have been an invitation for humankind's greatest achievements. The Enlightenment period, that's thanks to coffee. Human rights,
wow.
That's thanks to coffee.
Human rights?
Human rights.
Take me on that long walk.
And so many others. Innovation, creativity, all thanks to coffee. So
human rights plus.
The next time you go,
etc.
The next time you go for a hot beverage or a cold beverage, because they can come in different formats, go ahead and think, if I got rid of this, do I really want to get rid of human rights? Over to you, Sandeep.
There's just saying human rights doesn't make it so. All right, listen. I'm gonna start lowbrow and eventually get to highbrow. So, I'm gonna start in the taint. Coffee gives you the runs. Okay, both in your pants and in your heart. All right. What I mean by that, coffee is like go 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 go. Chai is like chillax. Drink this thing that tastes like a melted spicy vanilla popsicle, and like show up late to your own stream, like whatever. Chai is like a hug in a mug. Coffee is a slap in the dick. Chai is the drink of choice for wise old sages that live in the mountains and like fictional detectives. Coffee is like for vigilante cops and Dilbert, and even worse, the creator of Dilbert. Chai has spices that make it smell like a Bollywood Christmas, while coffee just smells like a morning commute. And who wants to smell like traffic? I guess you do, Omar. I guess you do. Over to you.
Yeah, I do agree that there is sort of like an everyman vibe to coffee. And I do think that, and I really appreciate you bringing that up, Sandeep, that it really is just sort of like you can just grab a cup of joe. You can also, if you want, get a cortado. You can get a latte. You can get any type of drink and just kind of like mix it up because it's who you are. It's who you are versus chai, which I don't know, at times feels a little limiting. And I don't know, maybe it's because it's steeped quite literally in a history of imperialism. Now, we don't need to necessarily completely get into it and the problematic nature of why chai exists in India. But I don't know. When I think of coffee, I feel liberated. How about you, Sandeep?
Yeah, chai was there before the British came. They exploited it for their evil ends. Okay, but chai was there long before. It's for those who aren't familiar with chai. Okay, let's just take it to what it is. Chai is made with a blend of spices. Right? We're talking cinnamon. We're talking ginger. We're talking cardamom. These spices, first of all, they're delicious. Second of all, they've been shown to have anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Everybody's all hot on antioxidants. That is chai. Chai is medicine, okay? You get a swollen knee from too much pickleball, you drink some chai, all right? You get an open wound, pour some chai in it. You got a broken heart, open your chest and pour some chai in it, okay? Cut open your chest and pour some chai on it and forget about how Jennifer ghosted you for the waiter that you met on the date you were on. Okay? That might sound specific and real for reasons. But listen, chai is just like, it's just better. It tastes better. It's less acidic than coffee. Okay? So it's easier on the gut. Why are you pro ulcer, Omar? Why do you love ulcers so much?
My feelings on ulcers aside, my affinity for ulcers.
Oh, he's not denying, ladies and gentlemen. He's not denying it. He's not denying that he is working for Big Ulcer.
My feelings about that aside, it is a thing where chai is a blend of spices. It is intrinsically linked to the spice trade, but sort of all ongoing commentary about colonialism to the side. Let me just ask this. Let me just ask this of you, Sandeep.
Mm-hmm.
How forgiving is chai? Really, someone breaking into learning chai. Is there a particular reason as to why there isn't like a burgeoning like chai community? In the same way that with coffee, people can pick it up. And it's there for you to learn. It's there for you to grow from. It's there to foster you as an ongoing culinary artist. Whereas chai, you can get wrong. We're dealing with self-esteem issues here at this point. We're talking about people who feel like they can't quite get it right. And in today's economy, with every problem that we're facing, I'd rather have a little bit of certainty that things are going to be all right than the pressure of an auntie looking over my shoulder and going, "You put too much ginger in there. This is going to taste terrible."
You're throwing chai in this economy at me? Oh, man. I mean, chai. Let's just talk about how coffee looks, okay?
Okay.
Chai is like tortilla brown. It's like a sweet, loving color. The color of my mom's loving embrace, right? Mm-hmm. Chai is the deep, sinister darkness of Satan's jism. It's the color that like little girls cry in horror movies. It's anti-color. It's avoid it. And you're going to put that death into your body? Like, I just, listen. Any medical benefit that anybody pronounces to coffee or is just funded by Big Coffee, okay? Like, let's be honest, right? All this anti-chai speak. We know that Omar is in the pocket of Big Ulcer and Big Coffee. It's like, oh, what was your weird study done by Dr. Folgers? Is that where you're getting your information there, Omar?
We can ask questions all day long about where Sandeep's getting his PG tips from when it comes to his monetary income. But I think we can reduce this down to a very simple thing. This debate inherently is we have to get rid of one of these.
Yeah.
Which one of these can we get rid of? Both in their own merits, wonderful drinks. But which one should we get rid of? And as two Desi people, I think we can agree that one of the biggest ongoing issues that vexes us on a very basic level is the amount of times we have to hear the phrase chai tea and know that it's redundant. Folks, if you get rid of chai today, we don't have to deal with this ever again. We're in the pocket.
Ladies and gentlemen,
no one says coffee. Vote
I'm taking these last 7 seconds just to say we can get rid of chai tea without getting rid of chai. Okay? Do not throw the baby out with the bathwater. We can get rid of the phrase without getting rid of the drink.
All right, that is time on your debate. We still have a couple of minutes for the poll to be open so people on mobile get their votes in.
Oh, man. Well, I guess, let me just say this, because this was, like, we kind of went comedic, obviously, but, like, this was tough. I love coffee. I love coffee. I love chai. And, like, I recently just got into brewing drip coffee at my house. And so I was like, literally these last 2 days, I was like, I'm not going to brew the coffee because I don't want it to influence this debate. Oh, man. All right. What did the poll say? Is it out? I'm nervous. I'm genuinely
I have no idea which way this can go.
I feel like if chai loses, like, I feel like I'm going to be disowned. Like, I feel like there is more than just this joke on the line. It's like, I feel like the Indian South Asian community will be like, you are not one of us anymore.
Because in our reality, it's gone. It's erased.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we run the risk of being the worst thing to happen to the South Asian community.
Yeah. You made a good point about like how, I will say this, you made a good point about how like coffee is like the base drink and like chai is like a specific spiced version of a drink.
It doesn't matter who gets it wrong. It doesn't matter if I can't quite seem to get it right. That's not important. That's not where that's coming from per se.
I was like, shit, that's good. That was good. I didn't think of that angle. Kind of beating myself up for that. Because you're just like, well, I guess I could just call it, do a different spice blend and call it something else.
Every time I do make chai, I will like drink it. Most of the times I make chai, I will like.
You make your own chai?
This is great. I make my own chai, and then I'll sip it, and I'll be like, "This is terrible," and I should feel bad about this. This is destroying my body and my soul.
Time is up on the poll. We're gonna like to hear what the results are.
Let's do it.
I'm scared, but yeah.
First, a bit of a breakdown. So the poll goes up while the debate's going on, so people on mobile can still see it in time. Mm-hmm. While you were still debating and time had not finished, chai was winning with 100% of the vote. So there are a lot of strong proponents for chai who didn't even want to hear your argument before they decided, nope, it's chai. Chai wins. Before they even decided that. But after time ends, we saw some votes all over the place. So there are plenty of people on either side who were willing to like hear the whole discussion before they voted. Mm-hmm. The end result, with 68% of the vote, chai wins.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So it turns out this is a picture of chai.
Man, that feels good.
Happy? Are you happy with what you just did?
I feel like we should both be happy, honestly, because like, I feel, you know what I mean? It's one of those like, whew, like thank God our parents won't disown us kind of thing.
This was the best
like
case scenario.
Like you fought a really good fight. I'm surprised it won by that much. Honestly, I really thought that coffee was gonna.
In terms of damage control?
Thought coffee.
In terms of damage
well, especially
control,
when you made the colonial arguments, I was like, shit.
There is an interesting, really quick before I move on, I'll wrap this up in 30 seconds. But there's a really interesting history of tea in India because the British wanted to, tea was historically, I don't personally know if I fully agree, but tea was discovered right in China and was honed in China and perfected in China, right? And that was the first place that historically showed up. There's a lot of historical stuff to contest that, but
I don't think my aunties would say it was perfected in China, okay?
In terms of the imperial history, the British then were like, we want to get this drink, and this was black tea, right, from China. This wasn't like green tea that we now fully associate. So they were just like this black tea that like was terrible to drink at the time because the British were like, whatever, we don't know how to do this. We just want to make money. So then the British were like, we need to grow this elsewhere. We can't imperialize China as much as we want to. So we're going to start growing this in India.
What's the next best place?
Hired a bunch of people from China to come over to India and be like, help us grow this tea. And the people they hired were like, we don't know anything of what you're talking about. You just hired us, but we have no experience whatsoever in this product. And they're like, wow, we're in a lot of trouble. So like, let's just plant it, see what happens. And then a botanist later came by and was like, hey, you know that tea grows in India, right? They had brought over all this tea, not from India. And they were like, we have to grow it here and introduce India to tea. And the British were like, we have to introduce tea to India. And then later a botanist was like, it's here. The whole time it's been here. Like, I don't know why.
Tea's been here the whole time.
So it's just a very weird history of
that is
India's
weird. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Man, I will just relate a quick 30-second story as well, which is I went to India to propose to I brought my wife to India, or at that time my fiance, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna propose here, and this is not even anything to do with the proposal story. Whatever. That's just backstory. That's where I went, and we went to this random green tea like factory or whatever. Like it was like a farm, which by the way, they're gorgeous. Like green tea groves are just absolutely beautiful. They look like, like the maze in Harry Potter, like, like they're just like these gorgeous hedges, and they go on forever. Anyway, there was a dude there, this like Indian dude who like got up on this soapbox at like 8:30 in the morning and spoke about the conspiracy of black tea versus green tea. And I had never heard it told this way, but he was like, the British, they came here and they tried, they got everybody addicted to black tea. But before that, everybody was drinking in India green tea. And green tea has all these health benefits. It's so much better for you. Everybody should, like, you can brush your teeth with green tea. You can, like, every morning if you wake up, he just was like, you can cure anything that ails you with green tea. But like black tea, apparently from his point of view, is like desiccated tea. It's like tea, with nutrients all removed and has all these negative ill effects on the body and is addictive and all these things, whereas green tea is all this beneficial stuff. And he's like, it's basically like the British were stealing it's keeping the green tea for themselves, the matcha, the tips, like the best part of the green tea for themselves, and then like getting everybody else hooked on the black tea, like all the Indians, all the peasants in the land hooked on black tea so they could sell them the stuff. And I was like, this is like some Dune like spice like trading
right
next level conspiracy theory. I was like, this is wild. And like, but the passion that this guy gave this speech, I'll never forget that feeling of like, this was this dude's like, MLK, I have a dream, like this was like his big impassioned speech and reveal. And then the best part was we like took the rest of the tour, we like walked around other places and then came back around and he was clearly giving that tour or that speech every 30 minutes and like was in the middle of the same impassioned speech. And I'm like, wow, this guy is a fucking machine. Like he does this every 30 minutes all day giving this speech. Anyway, that's my
locked and
story.
loaded. I love that.
Yeah. And
Oh my God.
All right.
Well, going from that impassioned Desi as our example, let's move on to our next segment. It's time for Desi of the Week. There's your text alert to match the earlier ringtone that we offered up. Those will be available in the merchandise store. This week, It's an Indian Uber driver, Shaik Salaudiin. But not just any Uber driver. He's being touted as the
crazy.
most powerful Uber driver in India. What makes this uncle so special? Take it away, Sandeep.
Yeah. So this is such a rad story that we caught on restoftheworld.org. So this guy, you can see it for those of you that are in the live stream. You can see this guy. He may look like your average uncle, who tells you to look over there before he swipes your last gulab jamun. I don't know if you had that uncle.
I had to fight. It was tough.
Yeah. But really, he's like a friggin' Indian Avenger because he's actually sparking a union movement in India. It's pretty wild. So I'll kind of spearhead what the article says. So this is a quote from the article. Salaudiin is neither a powerful politician nor an affluent business tycoon. He's an Uber driver by profession. But over the last 3 years, Salaudiin has been become a quasi-celebrity as a gig industry organizer. So he's like leading strikes. He's working with policymakers. He's highlighting the issues in the media. He actually met with former presidents, Rahul Gandhi, and he's working to improve the working conditions of his peers.
It is wild. This uncle is running this entire operation from an office with just plastic chairs and just tapping in through WhatsApp and Telegram groups. And to me, that this is the real life, boiled down, gritty, this is India's Green Arrow, where he's just all right, here we go, let's do this.
Yeah.
Because essentially what happened was wages got so low in terms of working, ride sharing, that people were in completely dire straits and were in situations where they had to essentially choose between driving or their lives, and they were trapped in incredibly predatory business practices that now he's let's union up, let's go against this.
Yeah, I mean, literally there were suicides. There were these declining pay, worsening work conditions, unrealistic corporate targets that people just couldn't, they had to pay for the car often and couldn't afford. They were driving the same hours and couldn't afford to make their payments, and that led to driver suicides. And at some point, Shaik, he was like, I have enough of this. So he started a protest, and that led to organizing a union, which is bringing us right back to our theme, baby. Don't agonize, organize.
That's it.
Right?
Right there. That's it right there. He also is standing up against bigotry. As someone who I have a Muslim dad and a Hindu mom, it's a really big deal for me. Someone requesting a driver through one of the apps said that they wanted only a Hindu driver, and he was like,
So messed up.
absolutely not, absolutely not. I'm putting my foot down right now. I'm drawing a line in the sand, and made an issue of it. And so for you, Uncle, you're the Desi of the week. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes. And that's the show. As always, if you want to see our actual lovely faces and all the VOD stuff in the world, you can always hang with us in a variety of places. All that stuff is in the show notes. But please, if you're listening to this on a podcast, please rate and comment, because that kind of stuff really helps us out. Comments, suggestions, feedback can be sent to abcdpodcastshow@gmail.com or on our EffinFunny Discord. And lastly, another quick shout out to our sponsors, DesiQuest, the TTRPG that stars us and, some other people or whatever. But it's going to be awesome. So go to DesiQuest.com and sign up for that mailing list, and we will give you up-to-the-minute news about the show. And, of course, you. And, yes, quick station identification as I grab my guitar to sing to my Patreons as we always do to end the show.
I can stretch. I can buy you some time. So here's the thing that you might not know about. Anyway, but you're back.
That's enough.
Excellent vamping.
All right. The last people we'd like to thank are the Patreons who put money into our bank, which include Joshua Ryan, Tal BM, Carlo, Woozak, Benjamin Lowe, Brandon Pace, Hunter P. Brown, Legion 247, Miranda Hollinger, and Michael Longa. Thanks, guys.
Incredible.
For Patreoning.
Incredible. I love the free-falling energy that you brought into that one this week.
Well, I had what I had in the tank.
And hey, if you're live, stick around for the after show where we critique ourselves, come up with episode titles, and play a round of top 10 to determine which of us will be the host next week and which one of us will be the lowly co-host like Sandeep is right now. How does it feel? What is it like? Is it nice to have hope when you hit rock bottom and know that there's nowhere lower to go?
Listen, I saved Chai. So I'm good. If you need that big title for your big boy feelings, then you can have it.
Well, I get the wonderful honor of giving our quick credits here. Our show is produced by Diggle and Now. The show's technical director and sound designer is Delvin Neville. The show's executive producers are Sandeep Parikh and Anand Shah. This has been an EffinFunny production.
And on behalf of our host, Omar Najam, I've been co-host Sandeep Parikh. May your chakras be aligned and smothered in chutney. That's ABCD. Later, everybody.
Now imagine there's some theme music here that's applied in post because this is the end of the podcast. We're transitioning to the live section.
What a great little sign
Now
out.
imagine there's theme music here. Oh boy. Good stuff.
What a great episode.
Yeah. How long was that? Was that
hard to, let's see. We're at an hour and a half total, but like 30 minutes of that was on the pre-stream or so. So it was about an hour total. Podcast to be shorter because there was a lot of chatting before like podcast time started.
So the podcast was probably about 30 minutes.
About on time.
That's a success.
That's awesome. That felt good to me. That felt like tight.
I love a theme, and then you were able to you expertly tied it back in with Desi of the Week. That was really proud. That's why they pay you the big bucks.
I was proud of myself. I'm not gonna lie.
That was like level 8.
Pretty proud of myself.
To be honest,
I was pretty proud of myself. I was like organizing I was writing the notes like organizing a protest.
It's the mentalist. You're just like it's psych. You're just seeing like the words light up, but it's just the same word. It's just organizing, and then you look organized. You're like, all right, cool.
That's all it was. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm a genius.
Amazing.
And then I always like that quote, don't agonize, organize, which I think I made up. I believe I made it up, but I don't know if that's true, but I believe
this is a little secret I'll share with you all. Quite often I'll quote my dad and I'll say something very wise and people go like, wow. And my dad never said that stuff. I just want people to take what I'm saying seriously, so I'll allocate it to him. But it just behooves them to believe me. So I'm just like, I mean, my dad always says, you do this and then you do this. And they're like, wow, awesome. I'm like, no, I just wanted you to do it, but... I know that you wanted his approval, so
that's so funny. That is a good move. It does make it like just giving it that extra generation makes it feel this like it's got like some reverence to it or something.
Yeah, like someone who's been through so much has come up with this, and I'm just like, no, I just want it done.
Yeah,
I just want you to trust me. So anyway, they're never too late to start therapy, as you mentioned earlier.
True. Hey, thanks for hanging out, everybody. So now this is the part. First of all, do you need a break? Do we need a bio break or anything?
I'm good. Let's top 10 it. I actually might have to move my car in about 10 minutes, so let's.
Okay.
You did want a reminder to shout out and thanks to people for that hype train that kept going.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it.
Incredible.
So FYI, we got to 63% into level 8. On the hype
train. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Before you do that, everybody else in chat, think of our title. So drop in title ideas while we're doing this. All right, go.
Yes, we got 63% into level 8 on a hype train, which is just ridiculous. Completely shattered the all-time record for the channel.
That is insane. That is insane.
Total of 43 gift subs given out in over 1,000 bits. Part of that. Dodeca Tuplet, Celtic Denifew, Ivo, Banthagami, Dodeca Tuplet again, Kane37, Avid Breather, Hazmat78, Brady Fallon, and I think at this point we're getting to the people that you were shouting out while it was going on. Gamma Liz, Dodeca Tuplet again, Anonymous, Brady Fallon, and then we're at the point where you were shouting them out as we're going on. So those are the people that have contributed since we even went live when they couldn't even be talked about during the podcast.
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
I'll thank you so much. I'll say any one of those names that you just mentioned that contributed, you can jump into our Discord under the secret subs only area. Say the magic phrase. We're gonna get to Saturn today, and and I'm gonna have a little. I'm gonna send you a little invite to a cool thing that we do with wizard level Patreons, where we sort of reveal some fun creative projects that we're working on in early stages, and it's like a cool, we call it the Wizards Council meeting. So I will invite you to that this month for your generosity. So thank you guys so much. That would be you guys are awesome. It was amazing. Level 7, is that what you said, or 8? You say 7 or 8?
63% into level 8. So level 7 all the way to 100%,
Dang.
And then into level 8 all the way to 63%. Which is
7's my favorite
ridiculous.
number, so I'm glad we didn't get to 8, frankly. So I'm good, man. Okay, there's some good fucking titles dropping in here. Can I just say?
Yeah.
Don't agonize, don't organize, or don't agonize, organize. Oh, could be
Yes.
ABCD merch. That's cool. I dig that.
Mm-hmm.
Give it that gravitas. Is that a title idea? I don't know. You're going to Saturn just to get chai in this economy.
It's really good.
I even like just chai in this economy. Like, that's kind of funny. Coffee or chai tea, you decide. The ultimate beverage battle. Good stuff. Honest tea is the best policy. Cute.
These are so
good stuff.
good.
Big coffee versus the correct choice chai. I like that, Joe. That's good stuff. Oh man. I know it is interesting that now that like the centerpiece is the this versus that, it sort of like feels like it has to be related to that, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't think it should be organization related. It should be like, some version of coffee
The
versus
title,
chai.
100%.
Right.
100%. That's the golden child.
Yeah.
The others are there, and they'll do well. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I wonder if doing that now makes this kind of segment obsolete, but God, do I love these titles. They're so good. Honest tea is the best policy. Maybe it's Honest Tea is a company's name. That's a good point. Yeah, you can't really probably do that. Coffee, or chai tea. Maybe that I kind of dig
Chai in
that.
this economy is really good.
Chai in
question
this
mark
economy?
This economy is really good.
Yeah, chai in this economy is pretty good.
But
Shit,
chai
okay.
tea or coffee is like when people look at it and then a second later they're like, I get it.
Like, does it need to be like? Do we need it to be this versus that? Like, is every week going to be this versus that?
I think it's gonna just be from that segment. It would just be a little guy.
But do you know, like would next week be, whatever, chutney versus ketchup, or like you know what I mean? Like, if you see a list of our podcasts, would it always be this versus that, or should it be like
Nah, I think a funny one. I vote a funny one. I like a funny one.
chai in this economy?
Chai in this economy makes me laugh.
I know, it makes me laugh too. Yeah, I think that's the clash of the
That's really
caffeine.
good.
We'll have the synopsis if they want to see what chai's up against, if they don't like the funny title.
All right, so we're gonna do what we did. Did we vote on this last time? I forget how we did this. Oh boy, I know you got to move your car too.
We just
Let's
decided. Do we vote?
I don't remember how we did
Kinda
last
feel-
time.
I think we may have voted, but I honestly think chai in this economy is going to be the winner. Here's what I'll say is this. So we have it like an after, we talk about, obviously, before we post the show and stuff like that. We're going to choose a winner. We'll make sure to shout you out. Last week's winner, or last year's winner, because we've been off for a little bit, was Dodeca Catuplet. Shout out to Dodeca. Amazing. Santa Shrooms and tax evasion. So right now I'm going to say we're just going to list these out and bring it into our internal meeting, and then we'll make a decision, and then we'll announce our winner next week. I guess we should do something cool for the winner, maybe, if I ever figured out what that could be. Anyway, let's not give me more to-do lists. The winner, you just get love. You just get love right now.
Get that in the zone.
Let's do our top 10.
Let's do.
Are you good to do that, or do you need to move your car?
No, let's do it.
Okay.
All right, so our top 10 this week, I figure since we're coming off, the DesiQuest stream, did some DesiQuest talking where the podcast happened, I figure we go with something deep into fantasy. So our top 10 list this week is top 10 selling fantasy novel series.
All right.
Fantasy novel series.
Total copies sold.
Yep.
Worldwide, not just one location. And it's a whole series combined. So, for instance, The Dragonlance series. It's every book that's Dragonlance something, all
Perfect.
added
And it's
together
fantasy.
would be the number of books sold for that one. Scream Rant was the source of deciding whether it was or was not a fantasy book. So if you want to yell at people for something not being on the list, that'd be them. But then I had to do a lot of digging because a lot of the numbers were questionable and from different years. So numbers are still questionable, but they're less questionable than they were. Because a lot of this is stuff that's not publicly reported all the time. You have to find like the last time the publisher did say it.
Right. Okay, yeah. So people, whatever. Yeah,
But
got it.
but I mean,
you
most,
have a
of,
source.
most of the numbers are
We're
really
going off the
close.
source.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah,
it.
There's a couple there are a couple in here that are tied, and so for the tiebreakers, I went whichever was the older number goes above, because clearly they've sold more since that older number.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Okay, I'm going to ask a question before we jump in, which
Yeah.
is just, could, like, if I don't remember, because, like, sometimes the series name is, like, I don't remember what the series name is, you know what I mean? But, like, I'll remember, like, the book name. Can I be like, the series that, was this book?
If I can understand from it that it's from that series, yes.
Okay, all right.
But
All right.
maybe I don't know that series well enough to recognize the book. And
Yeah.
then you're out of luck.
That's a good, okay, that's a good point. All right, who starts? Do I start because I lost?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you start
Yeah, you
because
take
you
first
lost.
stab.
All right. I'm going to start with the Shannara series by Terry Brooks. What? Fuck, okay.
Tough man.
Shit.
I'm gonna go for one and done. The Last Unicorn.
The Last Unicorn. Okay. As a series, there's actually
that is.
there's more than one book in that.
No, I was just thinking it would sell as much as other series. So.
Oh, okay.
I'm just hedging my bets. I'm going for 10. I'm looking
right.
for that lowest
Okay,
number.
Sandeep?
wow. I don't remember if this was the series name or not.
Oh, Anand's good at this. Guy Meliz is really good at this. Amy's good at this.
Oh, God.
Chat is destroying you guys right now.
Of course they are. How about the Dark Tower series by
Ooh,
Stephen
good
King?
guess.
Does
Good
that count?
guess. Bad
It
guess.
does count,
Bad guess.
but it doesn't
Okay.
make the list.
Okay.
Because we're not doing
Do it.
all of Stephen King's book, which is like 400 million copies or something. It's
No, but just
it's
there's a whole
only
isn't there a
only
whole-
Dark Tower doesn't make the list now.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Get ready for this, Sandeep. Golden Compass. Let's put some points on the board.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be movies.
Now, is Golden Compass the name of the series, or is that a book from the series? I want to clarify.
Oh, that I don't know.
I can't even look this up. I thought it was called the Golden Compass.
You can
series,
look
but-
that. Let's say we can look that up. Right? I just feel like let's just look up Golden Compass.
I'll just look up the name of the series.
Yeah.
That is a no. Right, Sandeep.
Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones. Just give me a point.
And believe it or not, that's actually number 7 on the list. That's actually
Whoa.
a fairly
Wow,
high
that's a lot of
scoring one.
points.
Whoa.
So, Song of Fire and Ice would be 90 million copies as of 2019.
And then they stopped.
I'll take them 7 points. Yummy.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Chronicles of Riddick. I'm just kidding. The Chronicles of Narnia.
That is correct. Chronicles of Narnia is number 6 on the list with 100 million copies sold
nice.
as of 2016.
I'm in the rear view.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go Lord of the Rings. Take
Just
my
go
single
for that
point,
easy.
probably.
Go for that easy point.
Yeah.
Yep, Lord of the Rings. It's the Middle Earth Saga because The Hobbit is also part of that same series. But yeah, that's number 2 on the list.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Oh, then I know what they're concluding as number 1.
I'll just take the point. Don't like the franchise, obviously, but Harry Potter.
Just one ding. Yes, Harry
Henry
Potter with 500 million copies sold as of 2013. So it's even a fairly old number, and it's way higher than everything else on the list. But yep, that's a
All
point.
right. Now I'm gonna try. I'm gonna take some. So fuck. Terry Pratchett series. I don't know the name of the series, but I know it's all in Discworld, right? Isn't that, maybe that's the name of the series too?
That is also the name of the series. That is correct. That's 5 points for you for Discworld. With
Yeah,
also 100 million copies as of 2022.
More than Game of Thrones. That's cool. That's cool.
Let's see. You wouldn't have given us Dragonlance earlier if it was.
Or would I?
Well, let's just take it. Let's scoop it up, Dragonlance.
Okay. I'm sorry, I did kind of bait you into
set
still
me
guessing
up.
it. Yeah, Dragonlance.
Wow.
30 million copies sold by 2022, so it
Not
did not
enough.
make the list. Yep.
I'm iffy on the show, but Wheel of Time.
It's
gotta be on there.
That is on there. Yeah, Wheel of Time is number 8. It's also on 90 million copies, but that's as of 2021. So
What's
it's
the
ranked below the other 90 million.
What's the threshold then for when, like, once you get to 26, it's impossible, right, or something like that? What's the
Well,
number?
it depends
that's
what's left
crazy.
on the
That's number
list.
8.
So
Okay.
9 and 10 are still on the list. 4 and 3 are still on the list.
All right, well then I'll just take it. I'll close this out. Dinotopia, let's go.
Wait, what did Omar get so far?
Harry Potter. And
You said Harry Potter and
what was the other one?
Chronicles of Narnia.
That's it.
oh right. Yeah, that's a good one.
Because I made that Killer Chronicles of Riddick joke.
Like, I don't know if this counts. Does it have to be like high fantasy? Is it all like swords and sorcery kind of thing?
It is that kind of. It's not sci-fi, but it is a broader fantasy than just sword and sorcery.
Well then, then I'm gonna try Sandman.
Oh, come on.
All right.
Yeah, worth a try. Actually,
Worth
I
a
really
try.
wanted you to get that point. I'm sorry.
The show's dope, man. I love that show, dude. Oh god.
Oh,
Okay.
nice choice. Imp in my head, also getting a good one on the list.
You know what? I'm
By
gonna
the way,
go
we
ahead and
can't
guess-
see
I'm-
these, so
I'm gonna-
whatever.
I'm gonna guess Redwall.
I don't think I know that one. What is?
I've not heard of it. I'm gonna assume no, unless you're naming a book
Heard of
from
the
the series.
Redwall series?
No.
My God.
I guess I gotta add it to my list.
It's not even a top 10 selling fantasy series, and you're angry at me for not hearing about it. Jeez.
It's amazing. It's so good. It's like magical otters and shit.
What about the Percy Jackson stuff?
That is correct. Percy Jackson
So you know
and the
Percy
Olympian
Jackson, but you don't know
series.
magical otters. Okay.
Number 4 on the list with
Just 'cause
180
it was a
million
movie.
copies as of 2022.
Nice.
All right.
Let's see.
Omar's to you, but I think it's getting pretty close.
Do I have a
technically.
chance? Do I have a chance?
You do have a
22
chance, actually.
points left on
You
the
can-
board right now, so
Yeah.
you're
you do have a
currently still
chance.
in it. But one good guess could knock you out.
I believe 28's the threshold.
Okay, so it's not gonna be like Alice in Wonderland or whatever because it's gotta be like a fantasy series.
Anybody's number 3 is left, and number 9 and 10 are left.
Numbers 9 and 10 are left. What's number 10? in
2 of
terms
the 3 things left on the list have major motion pictures derived from those series.
Oh. Okay.
The other one, I don't
Okay.
think it does. If it does, I haven't heard of it.
Top fantasy movies.
I know. Right now I'm like, oh shit. It's gonna be so obvious.
One other hint: you may groan at number 3 being included in this category because that's kind of why I had to say it's not
Yeah.
just sword and sorcery. It's broader fantasy than that.
Interesting.
And number 9
Yeah,
is in
it's-
the same.
Is Sandman
genre
in
as
that
three.
vein?
I haven't
Like-
seen it, so I don't know.
Oh. But just okay. All right.
Gamma Liz got it off of that clue.
Oh, fuck, okay.
Let's
Oh, shit.
go- Gosh.
Yeah, Nervous Rex. It doesn't include sci-fi. I would definitely put the one you're guessing there in sci-fi.
Yeah, so not like Hitchhiker's Guide.
But
to the
I'm
Galaxy or
not I'm not the one who drew the lines on this one. That's part of the
Yeah,
fun of the
right.
game is none of us drew the
something.
line.
Just pick a
So
source. Yeah.
if it's a bad line drawn, we can just mock it endlessly.
Is it my turn? Or is it your
That's
turn?
mine. I'm
It's still
working on
Omar's
it.
turn.
I'm trying
Okay.
to go for this number 10. I'm trying to think of like what are the big movies that came out that were fantasy films.
Yeah.
That were based off of book series.
I know. Me too. I'm a little stumped right now.
You guys want another clue?
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no.
Let's get a hint.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
keep-
We do.
yeah, let's keep some blood in the
Wait.
water.
How come he gets all the clues? I think he should guess.
Yeah,
Well,
actually,
you're
Sandeep,
both
take
getting
off
the
your
clues,
headphones.
but he's losing by
Take
a
off your
lot. That's
headphones
why I'm
for
doing
this.
No.
it
No.
this
No.
turn.
No. 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 Yeah. Give the clue. Give the clue.
All right. So, Dracula would be in the same subgenre
Oh,
as
come
two of
on.
the ones on the list. This list.
Ah,
The one that I'm like,
come
yeah, I
on.
guess it's fantasy. It's not really sword and sorcery.
Boo.
Dracula would
But
be
go
in
ahead.
the same. But as a
I don't
book
know how you're not getting it
series?
off of that. I can't give you any
Yeah,
more
I mean,
clues.
this is
If
a
that doesn't-
layup.
if
Come
that's enough to
on.
give you something.
I think. Unless, you know what? I don't know, actually.
But it's a book series like Dracula.
Yes, it features a mechanic from Dracula, like a defining attribute
It's a
that makes Dracula
horror
Dracula,
story.
rather than just like a mean guy.
Oh, that actually confuses me, but okay.
I am trying to think. What's a book series that operates similar to Dracula?
Liz, I agree.
56
That actually does
seconds.
speak really highly of Omar that he still can't get there with this.
Yeah, it truly does, actually.
You got 47 seconds, Omar.
Okay, I'll guess Banicula.
That is wrong, but
Why are your wrong answers the best?
all right, Sandeep.
Um,
We have a huge point
I
lead in
mean-
3 minutes.
I was thinking Twilight.
Oh yeah, that
Twilight.
would be number 3, right?
That is number
That's
3,
probably 3.
250 million copies sold
That's
as
fantastic.
of 2014.
Yeah,
That's deserved. Yeah.
and then I have one more that I'm thinking.
That's
about.
urban fantasy.
All right.
Okay, so
Omar, 42 seconds.
I still have 19. I still have 19 on the board that I could go for.
Yep.
That one was the In Line with Dracula, so now I'm at 0 hints. Can I get a quick hint for either?
There's
9 or
one
10?
more in that same vein
One more Dracula, and then give
There's
a hint on the.
that
another
also has a
s-
major motion picture
There's
derived from the
another
series.
sexy vampire book series. Do I not know sexy
Val Kilmer.
vampire stories?
Oh,
Batman. No. The Saint.
No, I don't remember any vampires in The Saint, but I guess I haven't read the book. I've only seen the movie. Were they in the book and they just took them out of the movie because it kind of used the plot?
Val Kilmer.
Sandeep.
Oh.
I, mean, I wanted
oh,
to say
yeah,
Interview
yeah.
with the Vampire, but was he in Interview with the Vampire?
I thought he was, but yeah, The Vampire
With Tom-
Chronicles was the other one.
Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, and Kirsten Dunst. I don't. Maybe he
Oh,
was
that's on me for confusing.
That's okay. I can
With
still
Brad Pitt in
nab-
that era.
I can still nab this.
Yeah, you know, you totally still got this, man.
Oh, was it 9 or 10?
That was number 9, so there's 10 points left. You're mathematically eliminated, and you have 14 seconds.
Well, hit me with a hint. Let's see if we can just get like a victory point.
Sure. Give me a second
Gratuitous.
to Google this so I can give a hint on it because I have not read anything.
Wow.
from the series.
What could this be? The other one I was thinking about, so I guess it's not this, was Conan, but probably not that.
Okay, so it's based on a series of novels, 3 short stories, some graphic novels. Oh, apparently there was a film. I've just never heard of it. The basis is that the Nephilim or blank, who are humans that possess angel blood, have patrol the shadow world to prevent demons as well as downworlders from attacking the mundanes. Go.
Oh, that sounds like some like supremacy stuff. I don't partake in this. I don't partake in ascended beings doing things. I mean, I'll say Constantine, but
Ethereal
like,
has it.
Lucifer? No.
yeah.
Wait.
Ascended? No.
That is time. Sandy, do you want to take a guess out of this, or just reveal
I
it?
mean, I
since
said
you're-
Lucifer. Is it that? No.
I mean, I'm sure
said
Lucifer
it-
is in it since it does include Judeo-Christian.
But you said it
Elements
was
to it.
graphic novel?
There are 5 graphic novels. Yes.
This better not be the Bible. This better not be a thing that's like this is.
For
But
my
it's-
sense of
it's-
humor,
it-
I would have absolutely included something
it's-
like the Bible in my list of top 10 fantasy
This is the
series.
most
But no,
youth
I
pastor
didn't draw the
spinning a
line,
chair around,
so it's
just
not
being
in
like,
this list.
You know what's also
It's
a
not-
great, it's also a great book series for you to read, and you're like, no, please
Kane
don't do that.
337 got it, and Ethereal and Chad also got it. It's the Shadow
It's
Hunter
not.
Chronicles.
It's not the Bible, the animated series.
No, that was a really good series.
Kevin Smith.
Dude,
Kevin
it
Smith
was
pushed
sick.
for it. Yeah, he can get on DVD.
Sick series.
What was it?
The Shadow Hunter
Mark,
Chronicles.
Mark Hamill plays
Oh.
Lucifer and is so good.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I've never partaken myself.
Wait, did you say what it was?
The Shadow Hunter Chronicles.
Shadowhunter Chronicles. I don't know.
That's why I had to
that
put a
at
blank
all.
there because the Nephilim or Shadowhunters in the setting.
Chronicles.
There you
Looking it
go.
up right now.
There you go.
So that's at 50
Okay.
million copies as of 2023. Actually, very up to date.
Is it good?
Record on
Must
that.
be good.
There's your next read, Sandeep. The 10th best-selling fantasy book series.
Cassandra Clare
Well,
is the author.
I was just gonna say, like, nice to see a female author up there.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Because I don't think are any of the others female authors besides
Harry
J.K.
Potter.
Rowling.
Yeah. I mean,
Takes the
Animorphs
top
should
spot.
be in here, but maybe that's sci-fi.
Oh, and
Twilight's
Anne
a
Rice.
female author,
Anne
right?
Rice.
And right, obviously.
And yeah, Anne Rice also.
I
A
don't know who wrote
genre-defining
Twilight.
Yeah, also, it turns out half.
Oh, what do you know?
This is good. This is good. This is good commentary.
Turns out like 8 of 10. It's just not
Stephanie Meyer,
really
thank you, Skip to Zip.
so keen and wow, we're real misogynistic pieces of
You're just
shit.
like, are you sure? I thought the whole list was Neil Gaiman. Repeatedly.
Oh man.
Perfect. Well, all right. I gotta hustle on out. Move a
Yeah,
car.
get on out. Thank you everybody for hanging out. We're gonna jump out of here. We'll do this next week. Next Sunday, we're gonna do a string of 6 Sundays in a row, leading into our shoot for DesiQuest. So we'll have lots of little juicy DesiQuest tidbits for you. You can leave at any time, Omar. I'm just gonna prattle on. So just don't.
I'll hustle off to move my car. Goodbye, everybody. Have a
Yeah,
wonderful
but-
week. And I wish you the very best. And have a good cup of coffee or chai, whichever you choose, however you choose to live your life.
But no, they can only have chai. Chai's the only coffee doesn't exist. Come on, stick with it.
Oh, that's right. All right. We'll have a good cup of chai. Bye, everyone.